Welcome back to the couch. I'm Caitlin, licensed therapist and anime fan. Behind me is Mochi, who's munching away at dinner right now because it's a little bit late. And today we're going to be diving into Spirited Away. This is a Studio Ghibli classic that I know has touched so many people around the world. And this is going to actually be my first time watching it specifically with a therapist lens. So I'm really excited to not just enjoy the beautiful animation and storytelling, but also to explore the deeper themes of identity, resilience, and healing that run through the film. So get comfy, maybe grab something cozy. I'm going to have my blanket today because it's a little bit later, as hence my mood lighting. And let's step into the spirit world together. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. But as we see them driving off, um, I'm kind of remembering that, they're going someplace new. Like she's moving away and she's feeling sad about that. Wow, he's speeding through this forest. Oh my. What an interesting place to put a statue at the entrance of the tunnel. Going deeper in. It's interesting seeing the hero cling to her parents, you know? Um it's something I guess you see this a lot in kids. New things can be scary, right? And our parents are a sense of like security and safety. But I think it represents also, you know, kids and adults. We kind of have this resistance to life transitions, whether it's this move, um, exploring these new places that are unfamiliar, right? Part of me wonders, was he really this hungry? Or is the food just so enticing that it's meant to, draw you in like you can't resist? Isn't that such an interesting, we'll pay when they show up? I've never thought of eating just food that was put out without, at any place, right? Without getting permission first. Wow, he got 3 plates. I really think there's something about the food. It's like you can't resist even the aroma. That's my theory. And then once you started eating it, like it's game over. Mm. Imagine seeing that as a kid. That would be terrifying. Oh, her, you know, her crying for her parents is kind of heartbreaking. Um, you can kind of like just imagine like suddenly as a young kid, suddenly your parents transforming into pigs, right? That would, oh, if you hear squeaking, that's Mochi with his toy. But that would that would really represent like losing our stability, our safe people, right, who we rely on. When you're already in a situation that's kind of unfamiliar, right? Um, it would just be such a terrifying experience. Oh no, she's starting to disappear. Oh boy, hands went right through him. I'm impressed with how quickly they run down the stairs. I kind of have a fear of running down the steps. I feel like I'll trip and fall. Oh, that's actually my favorite character we just passed. Her clinging to him is just like with her parents, right? Even though she's scared, she's a trooper though. She's continuing on. But I mean, honestly, what other choice do you have in this situation? Yeah, we're definitely not running down these steps. Okay, I guess I take that back. I guess we are running down these steps. Hmm. I apologize for yawning. It is late for me. It's been a long day, y'all. Oh, I forgot what these things are called, but aren't they just so cute? I actually have a welcome mat outside my front door that has these them on it and it says welcome. It's so cute. It's mine. Help him. Ooh. Oh, yep. He did though. Now they're all wanting to take advantage. And they're all coming up to her and doing it. Oh, I guess that bird on the door must symbolize this is her space. Ooh, that's one way to get places. Oh my God, my back hurts just seeing the way that she bent like that. Ooh, my. That's her name. With Chihiro signing her name away, I feel like this can kind of represent how easy it is to lose your identity when you're adapting to oppressive systems, right? Like Yubaba, right? She's a very um domineering, oppressive kind of force. Um and so in order for her to survive, she's kind of giving up her identity. But at the same time, when she's working within these rules, um, this could honestly give her kind of a good foothold to be able to, like I said earlier, right, survive and maybe also grow as well. 'Cause one thing about Chihiro so far, we can see that even though she's scared, she's gonna do it scared though. Which is a great quality to have. It's actually one of my favorite sayings: is "do it scared." Because being put through all that stress, we can see her kind of have a moment of, breaking down. We can only be, call it on for so long, right? There comes a point where we need to kind of release some of that. Sometimes release is through crying. Oh, so scared. I don't even know if she was able to sleep at all. All the suits. They kept her shoes. I wonder if they're her friends now. There he is again. My favorite. He's so creepy. It's so sad seeing her parents like this. And then also, she refers to herself as Sin here. So, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think at a certain point you forget your real name is a part of what happens with signing that contract. Um, so she can't even say her actual name to her parents. Okay, see, yeah, she forgot her name for a moment. A nice little moment of support between her and Haku. It's also neat seeing their connection as well. You can see little bits of kind of, well, it seems like Haku has kind of lost some sense of his identity. Being near Chihiro kind of helps him to start remember certain things, right? Right now, it is he remembers her, but this could be like a good reminder, I guess, that when we're experiencing trauma or manipulation, right? Um, our identity can be clouded. Um, the safe relationships can help us remember our true selves.
どこ行ってたんだよ。心配してたんだぞ。ごめんなさい。
Okay, we see her at work now for the first time, and you know, obviously she's struggling. It's her first time, and no face. He keeps popping up,
ここ開けとき
and he
ますね。
keeps popping up specifically around Chihiro, right? Um, I can only assume it's something about her recognizing him and offering kind of words of kindness, right? That it's drawing him in because nobody else seems to really notice him.
はい、今すぐ。
Oh
見せびら
my.
しやがって。札？うわ。
The amount of time she ends up in that backbending position. Man, to be young.
なんだろうね。なんか来たね。雨に紛れてろくでもないものが紛れ込んだかな。
All she can sense. I'm just assuming that's no face she's sensing. I don't know.
いつまでいたって同じだ。戻れ戻れ。手でこすればいいんだ。はい、バンダイです。あ、はい。わあ。あ、違う。
And he helps her out. No face does.
やってみな。
You know, they got a good job with cleaning a lot of this before getting the water in there. It's really only the inside of the tub, it looks like. He brought her more of those, I forgot what you call them, the things for the bath.
いいよ。一つでいいの。
Hmm. So he's trying to give her more of those, right? Um, it's like in an attempt to kind of like, like it's like transactional, you know, for for friendship or companionship. She kind of puts up boundaries with that. She doesn't take more than what she really needs. Like she's not really going to take advantage of someone else giving, giving, giving.
はい。いいかい、お前の初仕事だ。これから来るお客を大湯で世話するんだよ。よくおこしくださいました。
Oh, goosebumps. Oh,
飯が。
oh, he stinks so bad. The food, like, rotted. Oh, guys, that is disgusting.
汚いね。
Through all her struggles with learning how to work here, um, I think this experience with the stink monster allows her to kind of get into more of what that consistency will do for you, right? Which is get into starting to get a little bit easier, right? And um, kind of switching to getting some confidence and mastery. With her tackling, helping the stink monster get cleaned up, this is a way for her to kind of get more, what do I want to say, confident in herself. Like it's almost coming out through something like this would help you feel really proud of yourself for your own improvement. Maybe you don't feel like you struggle as much, and it's kind of it's like this internal reward for your hard work.
トゲ？トゲだって。下に人数を集めな。
Oh my, it's a bicycle. Oh my, there's a lot of gunk in there. Mm. You know, the cleansing of the stink monster actually parallels therapy itself. Um, facing what feels unbearable, pulling out what's been buried, and emerging lighter. Um, and I feel like Chihiro's courage to stay in the mess reflects how healing requires us to lean into discomfort. Um, Another favorite saying of mine is lean in, right? Demonstrating willingness to lean into discomfort. Um, and then this also makes me think of a metaphor I use often in therapy that talks about going on a hike and all of a sudden encountering like a swamp that you weren't expecting. Yet you know that on the other side there is something beautiful, the thing that you've been searching for, right? That you're seeking is on the other side. And so you decide to lean in to the mud and get in there, right? Because you know that once you get past this, um, that's where that transformation is, right? And if you hear anything else in the background, that's now my cat feeder going off. All my animals are eating. Oh, see, and now she's being celebrated for her work with the stink monster. Um, really seeing just such a contrast between struggling and feeling like it's almost like this is like it was a really hard challenge. So we get we go from struggling. Oh, let me say that again. I feel like my words are all jumbled. So we can see her being celebrated for her hard work with the stink monster. And again, it's a contrast, right, between in the beginning her struggling to keep up and going a little bit slower, not quite sure what she's doing, to conquering such a big challenge. Um, and this would kind of represent something like mastery. So I've got No Face here again. He's been all around this bathhouse, so he's probably seen how others react to money, right? Gold in this case. And here, I think he's testing it out with the frog, and he sees the frog is kind of eager to get this. And then he consumes him. Everybody's hustling and bustling, trying to please No Face because he giving out gold. So you can kind of see with No Face, he keeps talking about he's hungry, he's starving, right? And honestly, we can think of this as like he's lonely. He's hungry and starving for maybe like a sense of belonging. And him giving out gold and devouring endlessly, right? Um, might reflect how unmet needs can turn into compulsive behaviors. She recognizes that's Haku. Come on, buddy. Come on. Gosh, that's a lot of blood. You can tell he is not okay. He doesn't understand. The gold doesn't work. Works with everybody else, but not with her. He even looks sad, doesn't he? And now we can see Again, when Chihiro is setting those boundaries with him, he starts compulsively devouring practically anything in his sight. Here's another moment for Chihiro being brave. Oh my. Wow. Come say hi. Come say hi. Everybody, here's Yami. She finally came by. I don't know if she's gonna hang out or not, but she might hang out in my lap. You know, she likes to cuddle. She's a snuggler. If I pull up my cover, she might stay. Here she goes. Oh, your nails hurt though.
やれやれ、お母さんと私の区別もつかないのかい。
Oh,
あなたは誰？ユーバーバの双子の姉さ。さあ、その竜を私から大事なハンコを盗み出した。
oh,
あらあら、油断したね。ハク、あ、やめ。
oh.
ハク、これ川の神様がくれたお団子。大丈夫。飲み込んで。
Oh.
おじさん、これ湯婆婆のお姉さんのハンコかも。
ゼニーバの魔女の契約員か。悪くなるし目つきばかりきつくなってな。
I gotta touch the blood and I am fine.
湯婆婆がカンカンになってお前のこと探してるぞ。気前がいいと思ってた客が顔なしって化け物だったんだよ。湯婆婆は千が引き入れたって言うんだ。
センか、よかった。湯婆婆様ではもう抑えられんのだ。
何もそんなに暴れなくても千は来ますよ。
千は何が欲しいんだ、言ってごらん。
あなたはどこから
He's
来たの？
doing anything, right?
私すぐ行かなきゃならないとこがあるの。あな
Now
た
he's
は気
trying
が
to
ついた
figure
ら
out
帰った方がいいよ。私が欲
what
しい
he
もの
can
は
give
あなたに
her
あげ
to
る
win
から
her
さ。
over.
寂しい。なんでお家
Lonely.
がわからないの？線欲しい。線欲しい。私を食べるならその前にこれを食べて。本当はお父さんとお母さんにあげたかったんだけど、あげるね。
She remains firm in her boundaries and she continues to show kindness towards No Face.
小娘が何を食わしと。
So now he's purging everything.
こっちだよ。揉んでどうすんだよ。顔なし。天に何かしたら許さないからな。あれだ。沼の底までお願いします。え、あなたも乗りたいの？
So now he's pretty much calmed down. So um we can see based off of how the hero treats him, right? Setting a good example, modeling kindness and boundaries, um, and giving him compassion, right? Um, that can kind of help soothe that relational hunger that he was experiencing.
と両親を人間の世界へ戻してやってください。
肩に乗っていいよ。
Oh. He says, I can do it. So even the baby is now becoming more brave and adventurous. And kind. Doesn't that lamp make you think of the Pixar lamp a little bit? Zinzibah. I think that's how I say her name. Zinzibah's home. See, once No Face is all calmed down, he is cute. That's why he's my favorite.
すいません、あのハンコについてた変な虫、私が踏みつぶしちゃいました。
あんたその虫はね、妹が弟子を操るために竜の腹に忍び込ませた虫だよ。に切れてるだろ。戻りたかったら戻りな。
She said they can change back anytime and they still choose to be in that form.
ハクと私、ずっと前に会ったことがあるみたいなんです。
じゃあ話が早いよ。一度会ったことは忘れないものさ。思い出せないだけで。そうそう、うまいじゃないか。本当に助かるよ。魔法で作ったんじゃ何もならないからね。
We're already seeing such a difference between the two sisters, with Yubaba's house being this grand hotel and Zimbaba's being this simple hut. Zimbabwe not really using magic for convenience, but Yubaba uses it for everything. And the thing that stands out the most is Zimbaba's kindness. I think I said Zimbaba, Zaniba. Aw, now Haku's here. Oh, he kissed her nose. He's so cute. Also, now she's gonna keep No Face and have him stay there. I think she'll be a good guide for him. Yeah, so we can really see with Zaniba. She's more of a nurturing guide. Um, and Yubaba's more controlling, and dominant, right? And this kind of shows us that authority can either foster growth or it can enforce fear. And the relationship kind of shapes which path we take. He's starting to remember her connection with Haku.
お母さんから聞いたんで自分では覚えてなかったんだけど、私小さい時川に
I
落ち
love
た
how
こと
we're
があるの。
talking about the river. I don't know if you can hear it, but in the background, Mochi is slurping up that water.
その川はね、琥珀川。あなたの本当の名は琥珀川。
He helps him remember his name. This is like a case of unexpected skydiving. I'd be
私の本当の
terrified.
名はにぎはやみ琥珀主だ。
にぎはやみ、
にぎはやみ琥珀主。
すごい名前、神様みたい。
So just like he helped her when she was little, upon first meeting her, he was compelled to help her again. Because that's what's true to him. And being with safe people, right, helps us to kind of connect more with who we really are.
棒は連れて戻ってきたんだろうね。
湯婆婆様、約束です。千尋と両親を人間の世界に戻してください。
手を寝かしたらばあば嫌いになっちゃうからね。
The baby has really grown to like Chihiro. So cute.
この中からお前のお父さんとお母さんを見つけな。
This is her final test. Can she pick out her parents?
おばあちゃんだね。ここにはお父さんもお母さんもいないもん。
There it is.
またどこかで会える？
きっと、
きっとよ。
きっと。さあ行きな。振り向かないで。
So with Chihiro's final test, um, this kind of proves that she's grown, in her intuition, her courage and identity. Uh, the ending reminds us that transitions, like moving, loss, or healing, they don't erase fear, but they leave us with new strength to carry forward.
千尋、早くしなさい。
Okay, everybody. So that was Spirited Away. Um, it's such a powerful story about growing through fear, finding your voice, and remembering who you are even when the world tries to strip it away. Uh, Watching Chihiro's journey reminds us that, change, although terrifying, can also be transformative. Um, so I appreciate you guys for joining me here on the couch. Um, it's late now, so after this, I'm probably going to head to bed with Mochi and Yami. We're going to transition to the bed. But, I'll see you guys next time. And until then, rest easy, feel deeply, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye.